Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy 2021. That's right, we're winners this year. And cheers. Cheers. We got some Moringa tea. Ooh, dang, that's good, Uncle Bob. If you've never had Moringa tea before, I encourage you to get some Moringa tea from us. It's amazing. I've been drinking it for years. I fasted on Moringa tea for 30 days. It's a complete source of protein, tons of vitamins, minerals, pretty much everything you need in here. And Uncle Bob adds yerba mate, adds a little bit of dandelion, adds a little bit of nettle, adds a little bit of Moringa loose leaf and Moringa powder. So we have Moringa loose leaf. Whew, yes. This is 500 grams of pure Moringa loose, dry. You can see it's beautiful. This came from some of our local trees here in the Tampa Bay area. And this is considered a bulk order. We have an immunity boost bulk order available now at moringagrowerscoop.org. And we have a special on the immunity boost. You can get some loose leaf, some powder, and some capsules, a $500 value for only $1.99. And that's available at moringagrowerscoop.org. And it's super fresh, all local, all organic from local moringa trees. It can help regulate blood sugar, blood pressure. It has over 300 known preventative uses. And so we encourage you to use Moringa in your diet every day. Thanks so much, Lena. Really appreciate you. We've got some great updates for all of our growers around the country. Thanks so much for joining us and all of our local members and vendors. We have so much to talk about. Hopefully you guys have had a great new year. Ariel and I, we just had yoga this morning here on the deck. It was beautiful. Great class. She's amazing. We actually had a yoga class for New Year's. We spent New Year's actually doing yoga. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and we were like, let's go to yoga. So we did this yoga class in South Tampa. It was amazing. It's been kind of rainy today. All the plants are getting watered. It's kind of nice. It's chill. It's quiet. And I really appreciate you for joining us today. We have got so many great things happening for the co-op this year. We're super excited. We have, for a limited time, if you haven't yet, get this manual, Chapter 1. We're going to be taking this off the website. We're going to be taking this manual off the website. You can download it now for free before we take it off. It's going to be, we're going to be turning this into our training manual. This is going to be something that we're going to be using for our members. So if you want to just get this Chapter 1 now, you can go to moringagrowerscoop.org. You can get all the benefits and learn about Moringa. We have the manual here. This is about 30-something pages. Talks about the cooperative business model. Talks about Moringa, how to grow it, how to sell it, how to harvest it, how to package it. And these are some of the things that we're going to be going over in the training course that we're going to be offering as a cooperative, so that way we can help get the members in and in the know. I was just on the phone with a gentleman in Jacksonville. Tata is interested in becoming a member, and he's in Jacksonville, so he's in Florida, which means he can come all the way down the line and become an owner member of the co-op. Now we have some people that are watching now that are in Arizona and California and Texas, and just want you to know that we still are able to form a relationship. We're still able to bring you in as affiliates, as vendors. We're able to teach and educate everyone. It's just by law, someone that is an owner member has to be in the state that the co-op is registered in. So right now we just have one cooperative business right now in the state of Florida, but it's not to say that we can't open up other companies in each state that we want to do business in. So we could have a Moringa Growers Co-op in California. That would be its own separate business, and then it would have its own directors, it would have its own members that own that co-op. Because of the state rules and regulations, it keeps everyone kind of in their own states, because that's just kind of like how the U.S. operates, which is cool. And we're learning all about that, exactly what it means to be a cooperative, and how you get grants and things like that, and benefits from the state. So we've got some information about the co-op in this manual here. You can download it for free right now until we come out with the new one, which is really the good news. And so I've been busy this whole week, probably put in over 100 hours in the new manual that we're going to be coming out with. I've only got about 6 pages done. It's probably going to be about 10 pages. This is just kind of like the start. This is the index of it. I just kind of printed it out really quickly. This is one of the pages here. It talks about zones and locations. This is another page here which talks about benefits of planting and tips for planting. It has a little picture of me harvesting some trees in St. Pete. And then we also have another one which is site analysis and design. This is going to help you learn how to design your backyard with Moringa. So that's what this manual is. This manual that we're going to be putting up on the website, this new manual, because what we've learned over this past year from your help, from all of your comments, from all of your calls and texts, all of your orders and suggestions, you know, how can we make this better? Well, we've taken everyone's suggestions, we've taken everyone's comments, and we've put them into this brand new manual, which is going to be on our website. It's going to be, the title of it is How to Grow Moringa Trees, the Free Beginner's Guide to Growing Moringa in Your Backyard. So that's what we want to focus on. We actually just got back from Punta Gorda over the weekend, over the week, earlier in the week, and one of the investors in the co-op suggested that we potentially move towards more of a commercial style cooperative where profitability wise, logistically wise, hours and time and management wise, it might be really tough to kind of teach everyone and corral everybody together in a way that we're all on the same page, and that we need to, in his eyes, in a sense, move more towards the commercial side of things if we really want to scale this co-op. And he's only looking at this in a positive way, how to grow the co-op, because he really wants to get into growing the co-op and getting this big. I mean, he has at least 1,500 acres that he owns throughout the state of Florida. So this investor, he asked me to come down. He wanted to talk. We had a meeting. We booked a meeting. And he wanted to give his 2 cents as to how he thought we could really grow and scale this co-op. And we're right there. We are absolutely right there with him. We know that one of the only ways that we're going to be able to get the supply that we need is by growing Moringa on large properties. So yeah, thanks so much for watching all the way out in San Diego. Really love you guys, and we're really happy that you're joining us. If you have any questions, just let us know. We'll get them answered there. And so he's like, we got to get to this commercial scale. He's like, now that you've been on the ground, bootstrap, you've knocked on people's doors, you've gotten the co-op established. He's saying that it might be good to kind of move away from the small scale model and just focus on the commercial. And that's totally a possibility and totally one of the options that we want to explore. We have to go in and break down the numbers. I mean, we just got a treasurer, director, so she's going to help us work out the numbers. Judith is really great with finances and cooperative allocation of funds and things like that. So what he's saying, and the reason why I'm bringing that up is because the title of this new manual, right? I know this is backwards here, but you can see here. And just so you know, we're at the Moringa Growers Co-op Facebook group. So thanks everybody watching. We're also live on YouTube, on our Newman Nursery YouTube channel. The title of this new manual that we're coming out with is How to Grow Moringa Trees, Free Beginner's Guide to Growing Moringa in Your Backyard. Well, that doesn't talk to commercial growers. I know. It talks to you. It talks to the ones that are growing Moringa in your backyard. This is our largest pool of people that we really want to hone in on. I'm really interested and passionate about the urban farming aspect of being in the city, in the urban fabric. You know, I'm an architect by trade, and I want to see cities evolve and develop and become not just this, we have everything outside the city, and the city is just this dark, gloomy, concrete, you know, no life, just sterile environment. We need to be bringing these kind of landscapes and farming places right into the fabric of the city. And this is kind of my passion. This is what I want to do as an urban farmer. I want to be able to bring the farming aspect to the people. So 99% of the population that are going to be in the co-op are going to be our backyard growers. The 1% are going to be the ones that have large properties that provide us with hundreds of thousands of kilos, which is great because we're going to be supplying stores all over the world. We're going to be supplying restaurants and supplying special events, and we're going to be catering for all the products that Moringa is being put into these days. Because anytime you go to the store now and you look at, like, say, health food, if you go to any of the health food stores and you kind of turn over the packaging, you might find like a protein bar or maybe even a granola bar or something like that. You'll start to see Moringa seed oil or Moringa powder or Moringa dried leaves. And these are the things that we know that is happening, is that we're going to be supplying large amounts of Moringa. So we have like these two tiers of members. We have this commercial side, which is what our investor was really interested in helping us grow and scale the co-op on the commercial side of things. But I'm still kind of like really focused on you. I'm really focused on how we can get you to the next level and how we can get you educated, how we can turn you into a doer, a grower, a farmer, and someone that's growing Moringa in your backyard. And that's why we're creating this brand new free manual for how to grow Moringa trees in your backyard. So let's go over it a little bit, you know, because this is really what we're interested in. We know that mostly all of our viewers, all of our watchers here, our interested members, they have a backyard. They may have less than 2.5 acres. Everyone that has more than 2.5 acres has already pretty much called me. We have hundreds of people that are like, we have 50 acres. We've got 100 acres. We've got 1,000 acres. We want to be in the co-op. What do we do next? And that's where we get our commercial side of things launched with the co-op. But we still have this backyard, residential, urban, what do I want to call this? I'm trying to find the name for this. It's just like this insurgence or just something. I'll come up with it. You know, if you have a good word for it, let me know. So we've got, you know, I only got these 3 pages here, but they're really packed. They're packed full of stuff. And I really am excited to go over and help each and every one of you to become a knowledgeable grower of Moringa in your backyard. So let's start with zones and locations for growing Moringa. A lot of people ask me this all the time. They're like, you know, where can you grow Moringa? And this is where Moringa grows around the world. You can see Moringa mostly grows around the world in South America, Africa, Asia. And that's why if you see us here in the U.S., here in North America, you don't really see Moringa growing much at all in the U.S. until you kind of zoom in on the map a little bit. And you can see where Moringa really grows well. In Florida, Louisiana, South Texas, Arizona, and California are really kind of like those southern tips of the states where we can really grow Moringa. And the U.S. has been growing Moringa agriculturally like this for over 100 years. We have records of Moringa growing. The state of Florida has records of Moringa growing in large properties, hundreds of acres of properties, as early as 1890s in the record books, if you go back to the Florida Agricultural Archives. So it's been considered a cash crop for many states in the South, and even other states like Pennsylvania and Virginia and Kansas and even Ohio have been considering growing Moringa in large amounts as an annual. So a lot of people that are watching, they're also in other parts of the country than just the South. And they're wondering and asking all the time, can we grow Moringa? Yes, absolutely you can. You can grow Moringa anywhere pretty much as an annual. If you have a season and you have a summer, you can get your seeds planted in the spring, and then you can grow moringa all summer long. And you'll get a short bushy tree that you can harvest and get the greens, and you can dry those greens and you can get a product just like this. So whether you have 1 tree or 1,000 trees, you can grow it in a raised bed, 6 inches apart like a lettuce. And so this page right here that we're going to be talking about just over the next couple minutes is about your zones and locations. A lot of people, even on TikTok, they're asking us, can we grow this here? Can we grow this in Connecticut? Can we grow this in Maine? Can we grow this in Virginia? We're getting tons and tons. We have millions of views on some of our TikTok videos. You can visit us at Numa_nursery on TikTok too to see some of our videos there. People are really interested in moringa. And so moringa goes back to about 5,000 years ago in the Mahabharata and many ancient texts in India. Africa, it's on the cave walls of the Enuma Elish. It's written, even in the Bible, the miracle tree. And so where does it grow? It grows in subtropical regions around the world that don't get a lot of cold, don't get a lot of frost, if any at all, and they can be harvested continually all year round. And so that's what this page is mostly teaching people, is acclimating people to, can they even grow it in their backyard? And that's why we're really thankful that we get to hone back in on Florida just for a moment, because I wanted to go worldwide with this thing. I've been thinking about this co-op for 5 years, and I'm like, hey, I want this to be the world's biggest co-op, and it can be, and it surely will be, as it is in my mind. Just because the members have to be in Florida doesn't mean it's not going to be the biggest co-op. And that's what we want to get all of our Florida residents on board with, is that once we really solidify our membership here with our training courses and everybody's kind of rolling through the journey, that's what we want to call this, is the journey of teaching everyone about the moringa tree and the process, is getting to that point where we can help you sell, where you as a farmer can present this to the co-op. This is what you're getting from your trees. Can you help the co-op present this? Can you get a high quality product like this for the co-op to be able to say, when we get an order, that it's going to come from your location, certified? Awesome. Thanks, Peter. Peter's asking, how much is the co-op membership? And we're not sure yet. It starts with the training course. I think once we get an idea and we get the first class of people in and we figure out exactly, it's affordable. It's definitely affordable. It's something that you may not ever even have to put money out of your pocket. It's something where if you're expressing that you want to become a member, we can take it off. We can take it off of what you supply us, so it doesn't ever have to come out of your pocket. Wonderful. I'm going to read that question again. That was a good one, Lena. Thank you so much for asking that question. It kind of disappeared from the screen before I could see it. But I'm sure it was a really great question. So that, exactly, people are loving that. Yeah, it's not going to come out of it doesn't need to come out of your pocket for the membership. If you've already expressed that, we're still trying to figure it out exactly. We're going to have our meeting on Monday. We haven't actually had a chapter meeting, as far as an executive chapter meeting, for about 2 weeks now. And so as I've been writing this manual, this free manual, trying to get this out, we're still trying to get people learning about this whole process as we kind of find out, well, what do we need as finances? What do we need to keep the lights on? What do we need to pay all of our executive board members? That way we're all still able to show up to the meeting on Monday. And so that's what we kind of need to figure out. So we want to make sure that the membership for our residential growers is in line with all of our residential growers' income. So it's not going to be something that you're not going to be able to afford. It's going to be very, very reasonable. Also something that you can take out through providing us greens if you're a vendor. So great question, Peter, because I know Peter has some greens already. Let's just say some of Peter's trees are producing some greens right now in Lake Wales. And so he's got some stuff, and he's also interested in getting the training course so that way he can become a grower owner. in order to become an owner, we're having to say, well, in order to become an owner, we need to make sure that there's assurances that you've taken the course, the classes. The state of Florida is going to need that every grower member has taken the courses and they've tested, and they already know their stuff. They know everything about that there is to know about Moringa. And so say you're selling Moringa at the same time you're becoming a member. So this whole kind of like 1 year, we're thinking it's going to take about a year. We want a whole cycle of you being able to not only train and learn, but also grow and come up with a crop. So we're figuring within 1 year, you can produce a crop for us. That way we know at the end of the year, we can say, hey, Peter, can you get us 5 kilos every single month from here on out? We need a guarantee from you. Can you get us 5 kilos every single month? And so after that first year, we know that you're serious because you've already kind of been supplying us every single month with what you can handle, and we know that you're only going to be able to get more. The courses, we have to make the courses. We haven't made the courses yet. How much does the training cost? We don't know yet because we haven't actually finished completing the training course. So that's what Peter is asking right now, is that we're still working on all those things, and that's why we're here. We're letting you know straight up that we're working on it right now, and so we haven't really figured any of those out. And we would love for you, Peter, actually to join us in the meetings on Monday. We would love for you to get in on the meetings with us, with the executive board. You may not be able to actually speak during the meeting, but if you want to hold a position on the board, that way you have a voice. That's also an option too. So that way every Monday at 1 o'clock, if you want to hold a position, we can all go around the circle, and we all have responsibilities that we kind of bring to us. Here it is again. We get a copy of your new writing about plan. Yeah, you can get this. Yeah. As soon as I finish this book, Lena's asking, can we get the new one? Because she's already been reading the first chapter. This one's coming out. I just have to finish it. I'm only on page 5. It's about 10. It's going to be 10 like solid pages. It's going to be quick. It's going to be simple. It's something that you can absorb quickly and know that with those 10 pages, you can start growing Moringa in your backyard. That's the disconnect that we saw from this first chapter manual, the one that's already on the website, and then where we wanted really people to be. And so that's why we're taking the first chapter off, and we're going to be putting up this kind of quick backyard manual, because we're trying to speak to you, Lena and Peter and everybody that's watching. You're our ground troops right now that's going to be in the backyard. I picture the backyard growers really the main body of the co-op. As much as our investor was like, the commercial side is really where you need to be at, and I'm sure it is. I'm sure there's some things that, because I haven't been there yet, I've never grown Moringa on 100 acres or 500 acres or had a commercial operation. I've always just been really small scale at the farmer's market, harvesting 1 or 2 trees a week, bringing it to the farmer's market, and making $200 to $300 to $500 a week off of the trees that I've harvested. And that's pretty much what's kept us going. And that's where what we want to teach is, the reason why I really want to focus on the backyard growers and having a course for them, having a book for you, is because it empowers you. It shows you that you can go to your backyard and grab the Moringa greens right off the tree and strip them and have a salad, make a soup out of it, and you don't ever have to worry about not being able to go to the grocery store if the store shuts down. And know that you've got Moringa in your backyard and that you can literally live off of it, literally. So I'm speaking to all of our backyard growers here. When this book comes out here, probably just the next couple days, you'll love it. It's free. It's going to be at the moringagrowerscoop.org. You'll be able to download it for free. So it talks about zones, locations, and growing Moringa. That'll be one page. So the next step, once you find out where Moringa grows and if you're eligible in being able to grow Moringa, then the next one is the benefits of planting and some tips in planting your backyard. So where to start? Some tips to start, how much space do you have? What kind of backyard do you have? Finding out the length of the growing season in your area. So I recommend growing Moringa in the co-op, especially in the state of Florida, because we're in zones 9 and 10. But if you're outside, like say a little bit north, like even in Jacksonville, you can still be a grower member owner of the co-op. You bet. Yes, we've got some members that are like, thank you for thinking about us. That's exactly, because I am a part of the residential growing owner membership. I am a part of that, and that's why I'm on this residential side right now with you guys. I'm advocating for all of the small scale growers right now. How do we get everybody with 1 to 5 trees to 10 trees in their backyard to even 50 trees in their backyard the ability to start up their own business, their own moringa business, and live off of growing, harvesting, packaging, selling moringa in their own backyard by going to farmers markets, by posting up in the parking lot, by knowing, what insurances to have so that way everything is legal, and what business licenses to have, knowing that it's an herb and that there's less regulations when selling an herb than there are, say, other things like a food. This is an herb, which is separate than food. I'm pretty sure that there's foods and then there's herbs. And then when you say herbs, there's a whole other category of things that you need for your labeling and things like that. And that's what we're going to be teaching everybody, so that way you can start your own moringa business. Yeah, so we've got everybody commenting. We love it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. I know you're just as excited to get this as I am to finish it. I'm going to go ahead and finish it for the rest of the afternoon. I'm going to be in here finishing this manual. So seriously think about how much time you have to devote to growing these trees. A lot of times, and this is why the investor said this to me, he's like, so how much of your time are you, Kendrick, spending harvesting other people's trees? And I said, well, a lot. Every day, actually. I'm harvesting trees every single day. Anytime I'm driving around town, I'm calling somebody that I'm passing by that I've planted that tree 5 years ago, and I'm asking, hey, I see your tree. Do you mind if I just come by real quick and grab a couple leaves so I can, make some products? And they're like, sure. But sometimes I don't get there fast enough, and people are kind of upset with me that I didn't get there in a speedy time. As soon as they call, they're expecting me to be there the next day. And I think it's just because I needed them. I was desperate starting, right? I started knocking on people's doors. I asked them if I could plant a tree in their backyard. They didn't know what was going on. They're like, sure, if you're going to take care of it, sure, you can do it. And I am taking care of them, maybe not as fast as they may like, but I know that it's okay. Like, if you leave a tree by itself for the year, nothing's going to go wrong with it. You don't have to cut the tree back every year. It's just going to lose its leaves, and it'll come back every year. It may not be as bushy. It may not be, it may be really stringly. It may be really stretched out. But this is what our investor was saying. He was like, you need to tell the people that they need to have a responsibility. If they can't really care for the trees, they can't really depend on you anymore, because things are changing. And I said, I know. I need to have a conversation with everybody here in the Tampa Bay area that I've been harvesting for the past 5 years, because I have a list of about 50 people that have called me. They're expecting me to come by and harvest last month. And I can only get to so many, because we're here. Not only am I making content, not only am I processing and making and fulfilling orders every day, but also just hands-on every day on the farm, seeing customers between 10 and 2. It's really difficult to get off the farm and harvest as soon as someone calls. And so that's where things are really changing. And it's also changing with the people that are in the co-op as members, because now, at first, we have these 300 locations, and there's a large portion of these people that maybe physically are not able to care for the trees. Maybe they're retired. Maybe they have some sort of physical limitation, or even their just time is limited, or even their knowledge is limited, because I didn't train them. I didn't train any of those people first. It was just a knock on the door. Hey, you have a nice backyard. Can I grow some trees here? They're like, yeah, sure, no problem, as long as you can care for them. Which I have been, and things have slowly been shifting, because I myself, as one person, I need to begin delegating and teaching people these tasks. So I actually have a couple emails of some people saying, hey, I'm interested in becoming a harvester. I got some calls over the break, saying that they'd love to come in and learn how to harvest so they can go ahead and bring the greens back for us. So this is really, really great news. And so the investor's like, you're going to have to start shifting your priority, which is why he's really on that commercial side, because he's like, you can just have a couple hundred acres and you can do everything that you need to do without leaving that property. Yes, but you know, I love stopping in to Candy's place and she has lunch for me as I'm harvesting her trees, and she's coming out and she's bringing me lemonade and we're talking and we're hanging out and we have a picnic also under the trees that we just harvested. And it's a part of the experience for me being connected with each one of these farmer growers, that I get to go in and stop in every day of the week. I'm at somebody's house and we're hanging out and we're harvesting their trees and we're teaching them about it, and they're learning something and I'm learning something, and we're having this interaction. You know, we're social beings. We need to be in each other's presence for our own health and also the health of the trees. Because when we start talking about the trees, it's just like with your children. You know, we're talking about our children, or you're talking about your cats or your dogs or something, and they know that you're talking about them. It's the same thing with the trees. And so like when we're in the backyard and we're talking about these trees, I can like see them dancing. I can see them get a little bit more green. I can see them wisping and saying, oh yes, you know, giving us energy. So we really love doing that. But it's the time and the labor of getting to each one of those locations. So wonderful. So Abigail's, how can they sign up to be a part of the co-op? Just as long as you've provided your email at moringagrowerscoop.org, we're going to be sending out all of the training courses, the membership packet. Everything's coming really soon. We've just been kind of on hold. I was busy writing this free manual for all of our backyard growers. I want to get this free manual out to all of our backyard growers. This is the new free backyard growing manual. It's going to be short, precise, to the point. That way it gets people in the know of how they can start growing moringa trees in their backyard. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you. Thanks, Kim. Everybody's joining us now. So this was just some tips to consider before starting your moringa growing process. Understand the time. This is where it was. The time it takes to harvest. So the issue we're having right now is that a lot of the members, the tentative members in the co-op that had me just come by, we're having to make a hard decision here. And we're going to have to tell people that they need to have more of a responsibility with their trees. They can't just depend on us completely 100%. As much as I'd like to, maybe one day once we have more helpers, if we get more third-party contractors that will help us with these locations, it's just logistically, everyone in the co-op should be passionate about the moringa. If the person just is, Kendrick planted this tree in the backyard, I'm not really worried about it, I don't want anything to do with it. Oh man, it starts with the greens, it starts with the grower, it starts with whose backyard it's in. We only really want to grow moringa in people's backyards that are just completely in love with it like we are, and also have the ability, whether themselves, their family, or through us, through our channel, of being able to help set these workers up to go to their location, harvest the trees. We still need the people that are growing it to have some sort of time invested in this. And so that's what is going to be said here in the manual here, is that seriously consider the amount of time that you have to devote to moringa, whether learning about it, whether you have a windstorm and it falls down. Can you responsibly make sure to get your tree cut back and brought back up? Hopefully. But also, what else I want to hope is that you can also call in the co-op and say, hey, my tree fell down, co-op. I am a member of the co-op. Is there someone that can come out and help stand my tree back up? And so there's like a little bit of both right now that we're finding. We have quite a few people that are like, we can do everything, you know, and they're like, let us know if we can help more. We love those people. Those people that are watching, they already know. Kim's there. Responsibility. She's like, what's the responsibility? Yeah, there's lots of responsibility. She knows. She's been growing moringa trees on her property and is learning about it this whole year. if it fell down, she knew that she would be responsible for having to bring that tree back up into a state that it's healthy, so that way we can continue to harvest it. So there's a little bit of both. I mean, there was a tree that fell down on the Tampa gardening swap, and everyone kind of tagged me in it, tagged my name in this huge tree that fell over. And I wish I could have gone. It was like I was in the middle of something, I think some orders or something. I would have dropped everything just to go there, cut that tree back and stand it back up. But I think through this process of teaching everyone about this, I think everyone eventually that commented my name in the Tampa gardening swap, I think eventually those people will even be trained members of the co-op, so that way they too themselves can help. So awesome. So there's a few things there. Testing different ways to grow moringa. So grow moringa every in which way. And so the benefits of planting and some tips there. So that was a part of that. Okay. And site analysis. This is a big one. So we want you to analyze the site. This is Zenden in Tampa. This was one of the first locations in the Moringa Growers Co-op. And we have over 50 trees on this 50 by 150 plot. It's a standard size plot in Tampa Heights. And it's on the corner. And it's got a hedgerow of moringa trees. And it's got moringa trees on the front and the back, on the side, everything. And there's still lots of room on the property for other things. So this is going to, that location, Zenden, is going to be our template model to teach you how to grow moringa in your backyard. So this is a little bit of information about how to analyze your site. And this is going to be in the free manual that we're going to be coming out with this week that you can download for free at Moringa Growers Co-op. So just keep checking back with on us. I'm sure by next week when we launch next week's chapter meeting, we'll have it up there for you so you can download it and get the ins and outs of how to just become a backyard moringa grower. You need to have lots of sun, at least 6 hours of sunlight in your backyard. So make sure that you've got lots of sun. If you don't have enough sun, your leaves will end up becoming yellow. They will become white with pests, and you'll have more diseases, more fungus, things like that will be building up on your trees over time. So you want to make sure that you have a lot of light. If you do have some large trees, you want to make sure that before you start planting moringa trees that you get some arborists out there and you thin those trees out a little bit so that way you can get some nice penetrating light that comes in. You want to make sure that you have good air circulation. Airflow is encouraged, making sure that you're not planting trees too close to the fence. You want to keep them a couple feet away from the fence. You just don't want to be up against your fence, because that's actually where cold pockets can sit and settle in that area. So if your trees are too close to the fence, you might actually get a frost or something that could damage your trees even more. It talks about moisture. Young trees, like moringa trees from seedling, they need a little bit more water. In the fall time like this, or even the winter time like this, it doesn't really rain that much typically. So you need to kind of every other day or so, you need to make sure that your seeds are staying wet, having a watering system, and making sure you have good drainage, and also how to avoid damage from frost. These are ways to help and prepare for growing moringa in your backyard. And this manual is going to be yours for free. I'm just finishing this manual up now. I've got about 5 pages done, and that's pretty much it right there. That's the bulk of the manual. I mean, it's quick. And I'm glad you guys are here. I mean, we're getting things going now. Things are going to be starting to really speed up. We had some questions today. People were asking the cost. I don't want you to be too concerned about the cost. It's going to be something that you can either make installments monthly. It's going to be something that you can pay over time. And also that if you have trees and they're able to supply us with a moringa, that you can pay off the cost of your membership just by supplying us as a vendor. So that's one of the ways that nothing could really come out of pocket. And there's other people that don't have growing space. They just want to take the course, and they're interested in paying for the course just to take it, so that way they can learn. And so we're gonna have options for everybody. Yeah, and I hope you guys have had a great year. I know it's been tough on everybody, but I hope everyone has a great 2021. It's been really beautiful. We're really excited for the changes here. I'm going to go ahead and get my trees cut back on the property. We have about 50 trees already planted at Numa Farms, and we're going to be cutting those trees back. I'm going to see here if we have anything else that I need to say or mention in the agenda here. I'm really excited about this free book to come out. It's going to be something that everyone's going to be able to learn from, especially growing it in your backyard. So if you have any questions really quick, I'm probably going to hop off here pretty soon. I love you guys. I'll be here. I'm always available. You can call me. My number is 813-690-6516. Shoot me a text, 813-567-3100. I really appreciate you, everybody, for coming by to visit. We're open every day, 10 to 2. Would love for you to come out. Thanks for Kim visiting us last week. She picked up some things, some moringa, and getting her year off right. We have a whole year supply right now at moringagrowerscoop.org. It's $300 off, so it's a $500 deal for $199. It's a kilo of powder, a kilo of loose leaf, and 1,000 capsules. This is 500 capsules. So you can get 1,000 capsules, everything included, for only $199, and that helps out the co-op a lot. That helps us get some gas to go out and make some more harvests. So I really appreciate you guys for just supporting us and making sure that you're getting your moringa from us, because we get people calling all the time saying, hey, you know, we could have ordered our moringa somewhere else, but I want to make sure that we're getting it straight from the farmers. And so I appreciate all of our customers. We've gotten a lot of orders this week at numanursery.com. We're getting a ton of orders coming in, and we're working together. The co-op and the nursery and the farm, you know, is two separate entities. And so we're going to be explaining all about how you, as a farmer, as a business owner of your farm and nursery, can also be a member of the co-op, and how our relationship brings us together and helps to educate others. So how you can become a pin on the map. So like we just became a pin on the map for the Moringa Growers Co-op. So when someone types in Moringa Growers Co-op, now this location is a pin on the map. Would you like to be a pin on the map as well? So that way when someone's looking for the Moringa Growers Co-op, they could possibly go to your farm and pick up trees, seeds, capsules, powder, tea, and spice, and things that you may be able to supply the co-op from your location. Yeah, we would love for that as a co-op. So wonderful. That's been a great, as we talked about residential, we talked about commercial. You know, most of the residential backyard growers are going to be growing moringa because it's for their personal use. And so how many trees can really supply just yourself, just your family? A lot of the members are going to be wanting to just grow moringa to be able to feed themselves every day for the whole year. And what does that look like? And so we're going to be teaching everybody about that in the weeks to come. And we're really excited to get here. So I'm not going to babble on anymore. I really love you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. Please like this video right now. Please like it. Make a comment saying thank you. Love you, Kendrick. I love you guys. And subscribe to the Numa Nursery YouTube channel. Go over to Moringa Growers Co-op YouTube. Please subscribe there. We're going to be taking all of these videos and we're going to be putting over to the Moringa Growers Co-op. I have more co-op videos coming out. All the locations that I've been visiting, I've been filming. So I have hundreds and hundreds of hours worth of film that I haven't even posted yet from all the locations that we've harvested just in 2020. So go to Moringa Growers Co-op YouTube channel, subscribe there for us, and we'll be back. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We've got some updates for all of our investors coming out soon. Thanks for everybody being so patient with us. And I'm making sure that I'm available for everybody. So if you have any specific questions, call me, text me, email us, and we'll see you. We'll see you soon. Moringa love. Really appreciate you for joining us. Come out to the farm and see me any day between 10 and 2 if you have any questions. Love you. Moringa love. Peace. See ya.